are with Dr. Somchit from Faculty Biology, and today we want to interview her about her research.
Oh, about my
Okay.
research.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, Before that, can you tell us about your background,
My education, you mean background, personal background or
personal
education?
background?
Okay, personal background. Oh, okay, my name is Somchit Sina. So I was born in this northern state, Kedah. Um, okay, I grew up there, have my primary school, secondary school in Kedah. Once I complete the secondary school, after my SPM, I joined UTM. I did my first degree in UTM Skudai, and it was for 4 years program. I did my first degree in industrial biology. Okay, after complete my degree program, straight away I did my master's degree, and then I changed my study field a little bit to environmental management, also in the same university, UTM Skudai, and successfully graduate with master's degree in 2006. Okay, 2006. Actually, was it? No, it was 2005. Okay, it's pretty much about my background.
Okay, thank you for your explanation.
Mhm.
And we go to the second question. What type of course do you teach?
Okay, you mean here in UPSI?
Yes, in UC.
Okay, in UPSI actually, as you know, we have a diploma program and also a degree program. For degree program, I usually have to teach environmental subject. Um, that not for this semester. For this semester, I have to take biology, basic biology, biology one, in which this is the second time I teach the subject biology one, but usually I have to teach environmental science or issues in biology and environment, because that's my special area. My expertise is in biology and environment. Okay, but for diploma courses, usually I have to teach biochemistry and conservation in biology.
My name is Siti Amira binti Abdul Hamid, and I will continue to the question number 3. Can you tell us about your research in the field?
Okay, basically now, but before that, I have to tell you that what I did for my PhD. Okay, in 2007, I started my PhD, and I actually conducted a PhD research in limnology. To be more specific, it was on the lake study. Okay, so after the completion of my PhD, I still continue doing the research within the same area, which is limnology or lake studies. But now I looking more into phytoplankton and then lake eutrophication in Malaysian setting.
Okay. Question number 4. I know that you have studied at the University of Western Australia. Can you please tell us about your work there?
Okay, basically I spent 36 months. 36 months, 3 years. The 3 years to complete my PhD study. It was one of the most amazing, but the most challenging part of my life. In University of Western Australia, I had the opportunity to learn a lot actually, not just in terms of research, but then in terms of survivability. Okay, to survive this harsh 3 years period of the torturing of doing PhD. So basically, my PhD research wasn't really hard. It was about algae blooms, tackling the issues of algae bloom in eutrophic algae. And then my task was to figure out what actually triggered the bloom and what would be the health or public effect of the algae blooms. And I also need to quantify how much toxin contained in that lake water due to algae blooms, for example. That's pretty much about my research.
For the next question, can you tell me about any challenges that you have faced in your career and how you have overcome this challenge?
Okay. So one of the challenge in the beginning was to have good engagement with students. Okay, to learn the master of teaching. So that was the first part. But then over time, I started to enjoy it, and it becoming routine. So it wasn't a challenge anymore until I started my PhD. Okay, when I started my PhD with masters, previously masters with coursework, masters by coursework we call it, means that I never conduct research. Okay, when I first started PhD, that was a major challenge to conduct research from zero. How to conduct my own research with minimal guide from my supervisor. My supervisor was a kind of person who he loved to see me being independent. Okay, but he's watching me actually. Over time, actually I wasted almost a year trying to figure out how to start the research with minimum guide. So it was a struggle. It's a very, very big challenge for me during that period of time. But overall, I can conclude that the biggest challenge in my career is to come out from the comfort zone, okay, and then try to pursue new things.
And what are some current issues that trends in your specific area of biology?
Oh, okay. Current issues, there's a lot of things in the field of biology, but I would say from my area of expertise, which is the environmental biology, we are facing more issues with pollution, for example. Yeah, pollution. And my special area is in water pollution. So I'm targeting and looking at the water pollution nowadays. It is general issues, you guys know it very well, but how to overcome it. So now it's part of my research to figure out how can we reduce pollution in freshwater lake.
The next question. What advice do you have for individuals interested in a career in science?
Okay, what advice? I think my advice is not just applied to those who want to pursue career in science, but for everyone. Okay, to be a successful person in whatever field you are, you just have to be persistent and committed. Okay, even though you're not so intelligent, just forget about how many A you have collected during your primary and secondary school. But then now, it will be useless if you are not committed. It will be useless if you are not persistent in doing your work.
How did you initially become interested in science?
Initially become interested in science. Okay, well, actually, since do you remember during childhood we used to have ambition? Like me in the beginning, childhood dream, I want to become a doctor. I wanted to become a doctor. But then, as you know, during the SPM result, the result I got I scored 9A. It was 9A 1B. But then during the time, I don't know, I just deviate from becoming a doctor. I just want to become whatever within this science field because I was in the science stream. So not to say what inspired me to join science, because during my time in the secondary school, science subject, biology, physics and chemistry, it was not as tough as today in terms of the syllabus. We still enjoy learning all those subjects. It's not too burdening. It's just not so heavy, I would say. That's why I feel interested in biology specifically. If I want to choose between the chemistry, physics and biology, of course I will go for biology.
What are your future goals and ambitions for your career?
Future goal. Okay. Actually, I want to establish strong research background and strong research group. Actually, and I want to contribute something to the community. So, basically, I love what I'm doing now. I love my field of research, and I want to expand the research. I want to dig deeper and I want to involve more people and want to contribute to the community, to the betterment of our environment, especially targeting at our freshwater ecosystem.
Last question,
Mm.
I swear. What advice do you have for UPSI student for academic and career success?
Okay, academic and career success. Okay, my advice is that just to develop your interpersonal skill, your survival skill. Because later on you have to survive outside in the very challenging environment nowadays. You have to compete with others. So many others graduate for the limited number of jobs. So you have to know how to sell yourself. So my advice now: improve your communication skill, the way you express yourself to others, because later on the employer will look for this kind of quality. You have to be able to convince people, for example. You have to be able to speak with confidence. Okay, whatever it is, even though you might be graduating with not first class, compared with those with first class, but if you have better quality in terms of the soft skills, then I would say most of the time you will be chosen. So, lifelong learning and information management. One more thing, the top up to your quality soft skill that will make you perfect graduate. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.